right, back now with my panel, and we're going to discuss now the upcoming inauguration. Okay, so Kaylee, I have to ask you this. I'm sure you know about on Thursday that the Inauguration Committee spokesman Boris Epstein told our Brooke Baldwin that the Rockettes had signed on to perform at the inauguration. Now, according to the Rockette, who spoke in the condition of anonymity to Marie Claire, some of the Rockettes found out about the inauguration performance from CNN screen grabs, and they were very upset about it. That prompted a statement from the union that represents the Rockettes, and it reads in part, MSG's, Madison Square Garden's announcement that the Rockettes were being included in the presidential inaugural has brought up legitimate concerns among our members, the theatrical community, and the public at large. The company, has agreed that all participation in this particular event will be voluntary. So do you understand why some of the Rockettes might not want to perform at the inauguration, Kaylee?
I don't, and I really think the whole incident with the Rockettes was much ado about nothing because, in fact, the owner of the Rockettes said there were only a select number of spots open to be performed at the inauguration, and those spots were filled up within a matter of no time. So the fact that these Rockettes say they were being forced to perform, that was just simply not the case. And I really think they should get over it because Inauguration Day is a day where we celebrate the incoming of a new president and we come together under one flag as Americans. And if people have a problem with that, sit at home, but don't make this story about you a protesting Rockette rather than the United States getting a new president.
Okay, to that point, Simone, the Marie Claire article reads in part, Mary knows of 3 full-time dancers who have chosen to decline to perform, and at least one of them is fearful of losing her standing as a result. It will be interesting to see who doesn't get their job back. Mary says, but do you really want to work for a company that supports this? I just don't know. It's become a moral issue at this point. What's your reaction? Is it a moral issue?
I think it is, and I'm proud of those Rockettes. And I think it's valid for some of the Rockettes to come out and say that they are fearful that they won't get their jobs back. What folks probably don't know is only a handful of the Rockettes are full-time and everybody else is freelance. And so you get your job based upon if the folks want you and if the people at the top want you. And if you're not doing what the people at the top say, your job is in jeopardy. I am proud that the resistance has made its way to the Rockettes. And I think that we can't forget that Donald Trump disparaged women. He talked about grabbing them by the vagina. He used the word a little bit more stronger than that and all other kinds of things. So we cannot wash over what happened during the general election, the words that Donald Trump has used himself, because that is who he is.
Mayor Nutter, I have to ask you, I just spoke about taking the high road. Where is the high road? Should the Rockettes take the high road and, as Kaylee said, come together as one America?
Well, I'm not sure that we know all of the details of this particular situation. Maybe there'll just be one Rockette by Inauguration Day. But I mean, singular. But before the breakdown, you said, can they take the high road? Yeah. Donald Trump has demonstrated that he couldn't find the high road with a GPS and a flashlight. So, I mean, it's time for him to make this shift. Kaylee talked earlier about, well, you know, we're kind of in this period. This is the best it's ever going to get at a certain level. You're the president-elect. You won. Let stuff roll off your back. You don't have to respond to each and every little thing that happens that kind of gets you upset. But if you're a spoiled brat bully and you're going to let these things upset you now, what happens when someone actually does something, or like another country, and then you're up at 3 a.m. and thinking about, well, maybe you'll just blow them up? I mean, these are serious matters. He needs to grow up and get ready to be president of the United States of America and cut out this nonsense.
Matt, I want you to weigh in on the Rockettes.
Of course you go. The president invites you to go, or his team. It's an inauguration. He's our president. I didn't vote for him. But you know what? I would go. If President Obama wanted me someplace, I would go. Patriotic duty. If I'm a performer, I'm going to put partisanship aside for the moment and go do this. It's a celebration of America.
But I don't know if it's necessarily about partisanship. I think people could confuse partisanship with some of the actions that people take or words that they say, and that's not necessarily partisanship. Maybe the Rockettes are upset about, you know, the Access Hollywood tape. Maybe there are other issues than partisanship that plays into that.
Yeah, but my point being...
Or how they were asked, or who asked. I mean, you know.
Yeah. I would just say, put all that aside. You show up if the president, if it's something like this, you go.
I think it's a new day.
I come from.
Yeah, I think it's a new day. I think this is not normal. And I think that folks need to stand on their principles. Like, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything.
All right.
So in these days,
part of my principle is coming together as a country, and and honoring the
Exactly.
office of the president, whether you vote for the president
Doesn't
or
mean
not,
you have to
it's the
perform for
office.
the guy.
Right.
No, but you don't have to get renewed
Yeah.
your contract renewed either. You know,
It is
I mean,
America.
That's a choice.
That's
So
a
you have
separate
a
issue.
choice, and you suffer the
Yeah.
consequences. Thank you very much. When we come right back, she was so much more than a princess. The life and times of Carrie Fisher.
It's our Joseph A. Bank